Hey guys, Outdoor Prepper, welcome back to the channel. We are standing today in front of an emergency vehicle, and the reason we are is because this car just has your basic police interceptor screen for your radio, but there's no large display screen for you to easily display your navigation, whether that's from your Google phone or your Android phone. So I picked up this CarPodGo unit online because we are lacking a system in our vehicle to help us get the calls quickly. I want to unpack this, take you inside the emergency vehicle, kind of show you what's in the vehicle stock and how we're going to utilize this device to help us get to EMS calls faster to potentially save some lives. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're inside the emergency vehicle, and for those that are unfamiliar, this is what's called a fly car, and this is basically a first response vehicle that allows you to get medical resources to a scene very quickly. And kind of in the middle here, we just have our standard stack of instruments, radios, lighting and siren devices, communication. And from Ford, this is a police interceptor package, but all we get is this tiny little screen, which is not even a screen. It's basically just shows you what radio station you're on if you're listening to the radio or if you need to make a phone call, and that's it. And so in the past, what we did was we had a phone holder right here, so the operators of the vehicles can mount their cell phone and kind of just use the GPS that way. But it's pretty crappy, and the holder would always fall off. The screen was really small. And so as an agency, we've been thinking, what can we do to make this easier so we can get to the scene faster, less confusion, quicker navigation, which is why we picked up that CarPodGo. So now that you've kind of seen the inside of the vehicle and you know how there really is just no easy place to put your cell phone, and the lack of a screen, let's go unbox the unit and take a look, and then we're going to set it up in here and see how this is a total win for us, which it hopefully will be, and how you might be able to utilize the same thing if your vehicle, for example, does not come with a really nice built-in screen. So this is the box that it came in, and I just cut the tape on the box, but we're going to unbox this together. And kind of as I do that, I just want to go over a couple of the specs on the unit. So basically, it's got a magnetic design, which apparently is supposed to make it easy, you know, to mount and unmount. It's got some quick connections, so basically when you boot it up, it should come up to speed and turn on in about 12 seconds. It should connect to CarPlay in about 12 seconds after powering it on. It's got gesture swiping, so you can obviously, it's a touch screen. It's got automatic brightness control. It's got a high resolution of 1920 by 720. And the brightness is supposed to be pretty bright at 700 nits, which is something that, you know, obviously we are concerned about because we're operating an emergency vehicle and we've got emergency lights on the car, so we want to make sure we can actually see the screen here. Price-wise, this was under 300 bucks. We got it on sale, I think it was around 250. The price varies a little bit, but I will post a link where you can obviously pick one up. Let's see what it came with here. So this is what was in that box. This is a cool little mount, which we'll be able to mount to that plate that we have in the car already. The unit itself, this looks like it's a Bluetooth adapter. This looks like it is some type of microphone adapter. This is a backup camera, which we're not going to need because we do have a camera built into the car already for a backup camera. And then it came with this little paper that basically says don't suffocate on the bag. You can mount it to glass, you can mount it to a dashboard. We'll figure all that out. So one thing I like right away about this, which is the reason that I picked this up, is it's very thin and it's short, so it's not going to obstruct our view as we're driving to a call, because the last thing you want to do is have a nice screen but not be able to see out your windshield. Okay, so I've moved all the accessories out of the way. I just cut the plastic off. Let's open this box together for the first time and see what's in it. Beautiful. I love the display size of this screen. I love that it's kind of short and long, which is exactly what I was looking for. Like I said, I don't want to obstruct anyone's view operating the vehicle, because the last thing we want to do is cause an accident while we're responding to one. Really nice screen. I hope that the camera, let me just pull it back a little bit, adequately picks up the thinness of this. I'm very excited to get this mounted and turned on. Now the other thing that I really wanted when I picked this up was I wanted a cigarette lighter plug. I do not always like hardwiring things, because if we want to transfer this from, say, the fly car and move it to an ambulance, move it to any other type of vehicle, I want to be able to do that without having it mounted permanently. This is probably a USB-C to USB adapter. So that's basically all that comes in the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back here. So this is going to be a real simple installation. As you can see, it's got the mount for the ball. We've got this mount right here. We're going to connect those up, plug it in. Let's put it on the dashboard, and I'll come back when I put it all together. Okay, now just real fast, I connected the mount here to the back of it. I want to do this on camera because I know everybody is in love with this, and that is peeling off this nice protective layer here, which, there we go. This is always the best part of any electronic device or anything that has a screen, is taking off this nice layer. Now this says, peel off this mask after application completed. It looks like they already put a screen protector on it. Okay, so we're in the car, and I just want to show you the back of the unit. Basically, all I had to do was plug this one USB plug into the power. This is USB-C, and that's it. And I attached, obviously, the bracket. So I'm going to definitely do a more professional mounting job on the side, but at the moment, I wanted to just place the screen here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the car in the accessory position. That way you can, just make sure I'm not touching any radios. That way you can see how it's going to boot up. All right, so I've done that. And I just plugged it in. The car might have to be on, let's see. All right. It is booting up. Let me just try to zoom in a little bit here on the camera because this thing is really nice. I actually might want to pick one of these up for my vintage Jeep TJ as well. I do have another screen which I like. But this one, I really like the design, that it's nice and long and flat. All right, let's see, where do we go from here? I'm just going to start hitting some buttons. Please turn on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on your phone and then connect. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll come right back. Okay, so I synced up my phone via Bluetooth. Guys, I just want to pause for a second. From unboxing this to having it in the car and set up like this took about maybe 1 minute. I just simply had to take this out of the box, plug in the cable, attach the mount, plug it into the car, and just pair it on Bluetooth. And I'm already on Apple CarPlay. I'm in the keypad. We can go into contacts. We've got contacts here. We can go back, and we're at the main screen. This is a super awesome device so far, and I have no reason to believe that it's not going to perform absolutely awesome as we're going to need it here in this vehicle. Let's just kind of swipe through. This swipe's really nice. We've got Google Maps. Obviously, that's what we want to see. This is an app that's on my phone, and we actually use this to respond to EMS calls because the call will come in. It will go to this app called Active Alert. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to give away any patient information. But if you click on this, it's going to give you the EMS call, and it's going to give you the location, and you can just simply click go, and it's going to open up in Google Maps, and it's going to take you to a location. So that's an awesome device. That's showing up really nicely on this screen. I don't think there's much more I could really ask for here on the screen. We can play music. That's also nice. I'm going to try to connect this now to the car's Bluetooth system as well. But as you can see, I just brought up this map here, and look at that. This is really nice. We can search. Obviously, I've mentioned this in some other videos. I plan on taking a road trip to Yellowstone, not in this emergency vehicle. But with that being said, let's see if we can search in here to maybe go. Let's maybe go to Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park. I don't know if you can tell, but this screen is very responsive. It's very quick. The quality, the brightness is really nice. I am overall incredibly impressed. Let me do this though. I want to try to connect this to the car because I want to make sure we can hear everything through the speakers of the car. I'm actually going to pull outside so we're not in the garage. And we'll come right back and take a look at that. Okay, I didn't even need to do anything. It just literally connected. I pulled outside of the building. Right away the screen got brighter because we're in brighter sunlight. I really don't want to play too much music on here because it's obviously copyrighted and YouTube's not going to like that. But I'll hit play for just a second so you can hear it hopefully over the car's speakers. Play is absolutely perfect. Really nice. This is the equivalent of if I had my phone connected to the car system, but this is a much easier display as I'm driving. And let me just kind of zoom out here. As I'm driving, I don't need to pick up a cell phone and kind of figure out, small buttons. I can just very clearly see My line of sight goes right over it, so it's a really nice screen. Like I said, I'm going to post a link to this. There's not a whole lot to go over as it pertains to a navigation screen like this, but if you have a vehicle that is an older one, like I said, I have a Jeep Wrangler that has no screen here in this emergency vehicle, and let me pull the camera back just a little bit now that the engine's running. You can see this is the only screen we've got here. It's just a very, monotone, basically screen that tells you the song on the radio, and that's it. There's no other screens in this car, so it is really nice to have the ability to put a screen like this in and know that it's going to help us get to calls more quickly, more accurately, without any issues. Okay, as I was playing with this, I just realized if I touch the screen here, it's going to let me unmute it, so that way I can get some audio playing out if I want. And on the car, this mount is actually going to be perfect. I'm going to basically take this mount that we have here. I'm just going to peel it off and move it back a little bit further, and then I'm going to use the suction cup on here. It's even got Siri. Okay, so another thing that I overlooked because it just blended in so well was you can actually use the CarPodGo logo, which is built into kind of the Apple CarPlay screen. And if you touch it, it's going to take you back to the main system screen before you're connected to CarPlay. And once you're here, you can obviously hit this button, go back into CarPlay, go back into the system settings. With this button right here, we can switch it to Android. I don't have an Android phone, but that's how easy you would do that. We've got Bluetooth settings here. We've got screen brightness here. And actually, let me go back to on the screen brightness. If we hit volume, I think I hit a few too many buttons here. Actually, not volume, audio output. If we hit audio output on the system itself, not within CarPlay, we can use the speaker, which is built into the screen, and I just did that before. Let me come back, it times out if you don't do anything. You can use auxiliary, or you can broadcast over FM, or you can do a dual kind of Bluetooth mode, which is what I was on previously. So that's kind of cool. So like if you have an older car, like my Jeep Wrangler that does not have Bluetooth, it doesn't have an auxiliary input, you can actually broadcast and pick it up over the car's FM radio. We just basically got another couple of features here. Again, this switches the audio. So, I mean, look, in my personal opinion, this is an absolute win for us as an agency, because what this is going to do is going to allow us to go to Google Maps, go to Apple Maps, whatever you want, use our navigation. We can use the app to get to a call very quickly. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not an expensive unit. I love the fact that it's got the cigarette lighter, so if I want to take this out of this emergency vehicle and put it in an ambulance, maybe I want to just use it in my personal car for a weekend, we can do that. Finally, one more thing I want to point out. This is the plug, the cigarette lighter plug, and it does actually have a nice little on-off button, so you can press this button and turn the unit off. This turns it back on. Then we've got an additional USB-A type plug, so if you want to charge a phone or something, this isn't taking up your only outlet if your vehicle only has one outlet. Now, one other thing I want to point out, obviously, I am not using the rear backup camera, so I don't know what that would look like on here, because in this Ford Interceptor, I don't know if you could see up here, but on the rear view mirror, when you go in reverse, there's actually a backup camera built in, so we're not going to need that feature. But if you did hook up the backup camera, I'm sure it would display very nicely on the screen. If I ever do that, I'll make a video showing you how to do that. But one thing I was just playing with, I was going through some of the settings, and in order to change the audio, whether that's streaming over Bluetooth, FM, or using the internal speaker, when you make that selection, the device reboots. And I have another device at home from another manufacturer, which is also okay, but it's a little bit taller, which I don't like. I like this streamlined design because it doesn't block your view. But that other one, when you boot it up, it actually takes a little bit of a long time to start. This one, I was shocked, and we're going to reboot it together just so you can see how fast this reboots. So if I want to go in here and I want to change from the dual Bluetooth, let's just say I want to use the internal speaker. It's going to pop up on the screen and say the audio output configure has changed, the device has to reboot. So I'm going to hit OK, and this device is going to reboot. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And I mean, we're just doing this kind of together. That's it. The device is already rebooted. That is just simply how quickly. Now it says turn on your Bluetooth on your phone. I'm not doing anything. My hand is free. It just connected again. What did that take? 10 seconds? All right, guys, we're back and we're out of the car. Look, I know this was not a super long video, but I think that this is a good thing, because if you want to use one of these, if you're maybe going to buy one for an elderly family member that's not very well versed in computers or technology, there's not a lot of thinking to this. You take it out of the box, you connect the mount, You connect the single plug, you plug it into the cigarette lighter, you mount it nicely to the dash or to the glass or however you want to do it, and it just turns on. It just boots up quickly. You pair it to your phone via Bluetooth, and that's it. It's the whole screen of your phone on this huge display here. Very easy to use. I'm telling you, in this car, this is going to be very, very beneficial for us when responding to calls. Do me a favor though, if you have questions about this, if you're interested in it and there's maybe something I can answer or test on mine and tell you if it's going to work for you, leave it in the comments, ask any questions, I will do my best to answer. I'm going to post a link to where I got this. I got it online on Amazon, but you can buy it on probably a multitude of places. But I'll post a link. It was under 300 bucks. It was about $250 at the time that I bought it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.